this is my Lego wall. This is where I'm attempting to collect every Lego Star Wars minifigure ever made. We got the oldest guys up at the top, the newest guys down at the bottom, and every space is a guy I still need. So it's quite the undertaking. There's a lot of guys I'm still missing, but I am over halfway there. We have more stuff filled than empty at this point. And today I'm gonna be adding a bunch of new guys to the wall. So for those of you new to this series, I've got a playlist up here, probably in this corner, you can check out. Some rules: I am collecting every guy released directly into a set. So no rare earth mineral minifigures, no promotion figures, just anyone released in a set. And if you're also interested, right next to the Star Wars wall is my DC wall. So this is a new series I'm doing, and if you're interested in watching me collect every DC minifigure ever made, I'll put a link to that right now for you guys to check out. But without further ado, we have a lot of cool guys to add today. So go grab a snack, sit back and relax, and I'll see you in a second. So first up, we have honestly the two weakest guys of this lot. They're fine minifigures, but we just got some really cool ones incoming. So the first one here is Darth Vader with white pupils. So this minifigure is a very standard looking Darth Vader. He has the basic Darth Vader print, no leg printing. If I go on the side here, he's got no arm printing that you can see. His helmet is the old Darth Vader helmet, very iconic looking. Almost, I think it's actually better than the new one they've been putting out. Then if I turn him around, you can see he's got the standard cloth cape there. If I take this off, we can see he's got no back printing either, which is pretty standard for the time. He came out in 2009 in several different sets, including the UCS Imperial Shuttle, the Super Star Destroyer, and then also 5 gear sets. So he was not very hard to come by. And to get him brand new in a good condition, he's about $8. So the price reflects his common nature. And then what makes him exclusive actually is if I take his helmet off, is his white pupils here, that little dot there. That's what makes him exclusive compared to the other million Darth Vaders we've gotten. So not a very cool Darth Vader, not super standout. He looks like a bunch of other ones, but you know what? It's a spot filled in the wall now. I'm very glad to have him. On the right, we have Obi-Wan. So this specific Obi-Wan is referred to as Obi-Wan Kenobi with dark tan printed legs. He came out in 2014 in one set, the Grievous Cycle Chase, and he goes for, in good condition, about $5. He is actually a really good looking Obi-Wan. They kind of nailed it this time around. He's got really good printing for his cloak there. The one gripe I do have is, of course, the light printing on dark. It looks, this is supposed to be the same, piece of clothing for him, but this is a lighter texture because it bled through, and that's just standard for any Lego minifigure. Common gripe, it's never going to get fixed, so there's no point in complaining about it. But he does have very nice back printing as well, no arm printing, and then if I spin him around, he does have an alternate angry face. So a good little Obi-Wan to add to the wall. I'm glad to have him. I actually had this minifigure as a kid. I have no idea where he went. So I'm glad to finally rehab him and get him on the wall. But that does it for these two guys. Let's get on to the next ones. All right, next up we have a few very, very cool minifigures. Before we get into them, I just want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Michael. He was able to give me a really good deal on a lot of the minifigures you see in this video, so without him, I would not be acquiring a lot of these guys, so I'm very, very thankful for that. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So on the left here, we have Boba Fett. So this Boba Fett is referred to as pauldron, helmet, jetpack, printed arms and legs, and this is the Boba Fett that came out in the 2015 UCS Slave one, and this is a phenomenal minifigure. He is super, super cool all around. He's got ridiculously awesome arm printing, really good torso print, really good leg print. If we take off his head and pauldron here, we can see the extra thing there. So we see his wrist rocket and the, oh man, I'm blanking on the crest, but it looks really, really good. On the back there, he does have back printing. And then what is actually exclusive about this minifigure is that head right there. This is the only time we've seen this head. The torso has come out in one other set. The legs and the helmet have been in other sets, even the pauldron. But that head there, that was what made this Boba Fett exclusive. And it goes for $112 right now. So he's shot up in price quite a bit in the past couple months, actually. So it's pretty crazy to see that minifigure go for that much, but he is very, very cool. In the middle here, we have Han Solo with red-brown legs with without holster pattern, my bad, and dual-sided head and cheek lines. It's quite a mouthful there. We've seen a lot of these Han Solos in Carbonite in the past, but what makes this guy particularly exclusive is the combination with these reddish brown legs. Previously, or afterwards, we had gotten him in dark brown. But that's what makes this guy exclusive. He also came out in the 2015 Slave 1. No back printing, which is a shame for a UCS minifigure. He does have those squinty eyes for when he's frozen in Carbonite. And this guy goes for about $5 new. Not very sought after, but integral to the Slave 1, I think. On the right is another very cool minifigure. So this guy came out in the 2015 UCS TIE Fighter. So this guy, Bricklink calls Imperial TIE Fighter with printed arms. And he is pretty dang awesome. So we'll just get right to the chase there. Those printed arms right there are what make him stand out. And I think this one is really cool. It's a little hard to see, but he's got like his number pad right there, which is just a really sweet little detail. He goes for about $30 brand new now. It's a very cool minifigure. And it wasn't up until this past couple years that we've gotten arm printing on any other TIE Fighter pilots. So it's very cool to see that. Otherwise, he's got really good printing on the torso there with the TIE Fighter breathing apparatus, the leg printing. He's got these shiny stripes down the helmet. I'm pretty sure that's like a squadron insignia, but I don't know, it might just be, playing with lighting there. He's also got some numbers up on his helmet, so very cool printing there. If we take off his head, he's just got the standard, I think they used this head for Boba Fett a couple times, but it's just a standard human face. And yeah, very cool minifigure. So that does it for these three guys. Let's get on to the next ones. All right, next up we have a couple more really, really cool minifigures. So these guys are the Snowspeeder pilots that came out in the 2017 UCS Snowspeeder. So a couple of very, very cool guys. So on the left here, we have Zev Seneska, and in the middle, we have Will Scotian. So these guys, very standard looking Snowspeeder pilots. That's Dak's head. These are Dak's torso and legs that we've seen in the Snowspeeder pilots before. However, they have something different that sets them apart from other Snowspeeder pilots, besides, of course, the helmet. These guys have arm printing. We haven't seen any other X-Wing pilot, Snowspeeder pilot, not to my knowledge, ever have arm printing. So these guys are very cool. I think that really sets them apart and just really, makes them a lot better than other Snowspeeder pilots. So Zev Seneska, again, with all the standard things and the arm printing, he's got a nice, really cool pearl gray helmet there, just like he had in the movies. So very cool minifigure. He does have an alternate screaming head. We've seen that a million times in various Rebel pilots. Zev Seneska goes for about $95 right now. So very expensive minifigure. I think it's really just the UCS status, right? That's got to be the only reason why. We've had Zevs in the past, nothing this detailed, of course, but this isn't the only time that Zev has been released by Lego. Will Scotian goes for about $50, so almost half the price of Zev. Not quite sure why. I guess Zev is a little more popular. I'm not saying that Zev is an A-tier Star Wars character, but I guess he's a little more well-known because he saves Luke at Hoth. Will Scotian's got just a very standard-looking Rebel helmet there, so that could be another reason why Zev is a lot more money. He's just got, the Rebel insignia and a gray stripe down the middle. But $50 is still not a laughing matter. That is still a very expensive minifigure. So I'm very, very glad to have these guys in my collection. Very cool. On the right here, we have Darth Vader. And this one is specifically light nougat head and plain arms. So this guy came out in 2017 in a Darth Vader polybag, as well as the Darth Vader transformation set. And to get him in good condition, he's about $7. So this is a very good looking Darth Vader. Not the best that LEGO's ever produced, but definitely not the worst. He's got very nice torso printing, and the leg printing continues down there very well. No arm printing, as said in the name. He's got the updated Darth Vader helmet. If we take that off, we can see the flesh-colored Anakin face. This was the Darth Vader transformation set, right? So they still had some of his flesh color. So just a nice little thing to set him apart from other Darth Vaders. I guess this would technically be an Episode 3 Darth Vader. We pop that back on there. He's got the nice, soft goods cape there, the spongy cape. No back printing, which is interesting to see, because they seem to always put back printing on guys with backpacks. Not Darth Vader, I guess. But still a very solid minifigure and a guy I'm glad to add to the wall. But that does it for these three guys. Let's get on to the next ones. All right, let's keep the ball rolling with even more UCS sets. So we have characters from the UCS Y-Wing set. So that came out in 2018. Both Darth Vader here and R2BHD came out in that set. So both of these guys, again, very cool minifigures, have just recently been reproduced in a new set. So their prices have actually gone down quite a bit since before that the Yavin 4 set has been released. So it's good to see that this character and droid has been able to go out again, but the UCS figures still hold their value, just being UCS in general, which, I don't know, I've never been a big proponent of investment figures or, resale value, but regardless, these guys are very expensive. So Darth Vader, he is a very cool looking minifigure. He has the standard X-Wing printing, so if we pull back Zev here, you can see that they do actually have different printing for the Snowspeeder versus the X-Wing pilot. He's got his really cool helmet there, just as you see in the movies. It's very nice green. He's got kind of the checkerboard pattern there. He has an alternate face, the same head that we saw on both Snowspeeder pilots previously. Dutch goes for about $60 right now, which actually, so his price dipped quite a bit. When I was looking at him, he's about 40 to 50, and it looks like he is going back up for some reason. Not quite sure, could just be supply and demand for UCS sets. R2BHD, very cool looking minifigure, made in this pearl silver, so very cool all around. No back printing, but the dome piece does print all around, and it's kind of subtle, You can see the silver on silver print there. He goes for about $80. Not quite sure why he's $20 more than Dutch when they both have come out in the Yavin 4 set this past year. Maybe it's just the astromech droid. People love astromech droids, so that's got to be the reason there, I suppose. So again, had dropped in price, but is slowly climbing back up again for some reason. But regardless, very happy to have these guys in my collection. They're filling up 2 more very expensive spots on my wall. It's very fortunate. On the right here, we have BD1. So this guy came out in 2022 in the, buildable BD1 figure. And this is just, a solid piece, no articulation. He's got a little anti-stud there on the back, or actually not an anti-stud, like a peg hole stud. And this is a $20 piece of plastic. He's very expensive. Very expensive comparatively to these guys, not as expensive. $20 is still a lot of money, especially for something of this size. And I think he's going to continue to rise in price, especially, I think the set is retired now or is about to retire. When the Cal Kestis comes out in the Star Destroyer this upcoming year or wave, he's going to probably shoot up quite a bit as people want to complete the duo there. But it's fine. They do the mold really well. It looks like a good BD unit. He's got the red striping as we see in the basic BD1 skin. So very cool piece to have in the collection. But that does it for these three guys. Let's get on to the next ones. All right, now we have our final 3 characters. So all 3 of these guys came out in 2024. On the left here, we have Kelleran Beck. and the 501st Trooper in the middle. Both of these guys came out in the BARC Speeder Chase set. So Kelleran Beck, very cool looking minifigure. It's awesome that we got him in minifigure form after seeing him in The Mandalorian. He's got really good printing for the torso there. It's kind of difficult to see. You can see, there we go, the gold lining in his cloak there. He's got a really good face print, and then again the leg printing continues down. It's a little more jarring than, say, Obi-Wan's from earlier in the video, but still pretty solid. And then on the back he's got the nice soft goods cape and more printing on the back there. Kelleran Beck goes for about $9 now, but since he is such a new minifigure, that price is going to fluctuate quite a bit. He could go down a lot, he could go up, time will tell. The 501st Trooper, very standard 501st Trooper we've seen in the past. Same clone head that they've been using, torso print, no arm prints. I honestly I miss kind of the black groin piece that the clones used to have, but it is starting to grow on me. What makes this guy different is the helmet hole there. Oh, the helmet holes. We're not going to get into that. So the 501st Trooper goes for about $4 right now. Again, will probably fluctuate in the coming months. On the right here, we have the Battle Droid Pilot. So this specific Battle Droid Pilot has a tan insignia on his chest right there. That's what makes him exclusive. He came out in the Trade Federation shuttle for the May the 4th exclusive set, and for that reason, he's going for about $8 right now. So a little higher up there for battle droids especially. That might go up a decent amount since it was a May the 4th exclusive, but who knows? Collectors are going to collect, right? I don't know how sought after that will be. I hope not very, but regardless, it's just a standard battle droid we've seen all the time. He's got the pilot torso in blue. Literally the only different thing from the several pilot droids we've gotten in the past is that insignia. But that does it for this haul. Let's go throw these guys on the wall. All right, so where did everyone end up on the wall? Up here we have Darth Vader. Then if we go further down, we have Boba Fett and Han Solo. We missed Obi-Wan right there. Down here we have the Snowspeeder pilots, Zev. We got Dutch and his droid down here. If I swing back up here, we have the UCS TIE Fighter pilot. And then if we go down further, we have BD-1 right there next to Omega. And then the last guys we have are down here. So finally breaking into the summer 2024 wave, we got a big old gap to fill now. So yeah, more progress we got to do, right? Yay! But that does it for this haul. Lots of cool, expensive minifigures to hammer out and add to the wall. So very happy, very lucky to have them now. But I will catch you guys next time for the next update. See you later.